Hello and welcome to Active Foot Movements 101. I don't know what that intro was, but we're going with it. So all we're gonna need today is a mini loop band. You can also have a long one knotted together if you have nothing else. We're going to need a foam roller, preferably of the larger variety, but if you don't have one, we'll make do, and a chair. If you don't have a chair, you can also use like a bench, a coffee table, like just basically something that we can squat to. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our short foots. So that's where we're standing with our feet right underneath our hips, toes pointing dead forward. You're gonna think about pressing the balls of your feet down into the ground on both corners, the inside and outside corners of your feet, and scrunching them toward your heels. And let's go ahead and just get this in our bodies. Scrunch, release, scrunch, release. Just making sure that we have some active feet before we get into the next chunk of what we're going to be doing today. So once that feels good, we're going to go ahead and grab our mini loop band. And if you have a band that's knotted, that's okay. You're just going to make sure that the knot is on the top, so facing up. So we're going to take our little band thingy. We're going to put it around one foot in the middle of our foot. Then holding the other end, we're going to flip it over so it's making an X. And then we're going to step through to the other side. So we have this little crisscrossed shackle thingy around our feet with our band. So all we're going to do so far first is going to find that same short foot. So here the band is sort of trying to pull our feet in and collapse our arches. So you want to do short foot, kind of rolling out, even though we're not rolling to the outside edges of our feet, but we want to bias toward our short foot and pushing out against the band, even though all the corners of our feet are going to stay on the ground. So from here, we're just going to short foot, release, short foot, release. Let's get the hang of what that feels like. And then if that feels good and you want to add on to this, you're going to go ahead and push your hips back just a little bit. So we're in sort of a hinge position like this. And then we're going to step our foot to the side and then take the other foot together. While we do this, we're going to keep our short foot. So we're keeping our arches really, really active. Step into the side, together, and side, and together. One more this direction, side, together. Very cool. Now, if you realize that as soon as you take a step, everything falls apart, don't worry. We're going to go back the other way, and we're going to take it a little bit slower in case you need it. So we're in a short foot. We're going to step. We're going to pause here with our feet wide, check in with our arches, make sure we're not collapsing in. If we are, we're going to pull them out and really get active in those feet again. Then we're going to step together. Again, pausing here, double checking that short foot. Once you have that, we step, we step. Whenever you need to stop, when you lose your feet, stop and find those feet again. And then take your time. Once you get to about the fourth step going this direction, we're just going to go the other way. And if you notice that your feet or your arches are burning, maybe your glutes are working, that's good. But if you need to take a break, definitely take a break and build up on this over time. If you're noticing that your low back is kind of hurting here, or make sure that you're keeping your core a little bit braced and send your hips back a little more. If your knees are hurting, that probably means that your knees are going way forward above your feet. So double check, and when you're looking down, make sure that your knees are nice and stacked. Your knees are actually behind your toes. You should be able to see your whole foot. Let's do one more this direction. Last one going the other way. Last set, I should say. And one more step. And you're done with that. Great. Let's go ahead and take that band off. We'll set it to the side. And the next thing we're going to do is our hinge. So for this, we're going to go ahead and grab our foam roller. So for this one, we're doing our foam roller hip hinge that we may know and may love. Hopefully we love. But here we're going to be really focusing on keeping our feet nice and active the entire time. That's actually going to be our focus today, way more so than just trying to get exercises done. So you're going to start with your roller. Now, if you have a long roller like this, you can take your arms out to a wide V, so you can really roll your shoulders back and press your hands lightly into the roller for a nice active back. But if you have a smaller roller, you might have to keep your hands a little closer together, and that's okay. You might not be able to get as much press going down if that's the case. I find that more challenging. Your mileage may vary, but just while you're doing this, focus on lifting your chest just a little bit, but keeping your core braced. So when you're going back, your chest stays lifted. You're not rounding forward like this, but you're up like this. Very nice. So that's the foam roller hip hinge part. Now let's add the feet and take this away. So go ahead and get your arms situated wherever is comfy. We're going to keep our nice good deadlift form. So that's going to be hands pressing into the roller for our nice active back. Our core is braced. Our ribs are tucked. Our tailbone is tucked. So we can really brace the front of our core. Our feet are a little wider, or feet are about hips distance, and toes are facing forward. Now we're going to find that short foot. So scrunching the ball of your foot toward your heel, staying nice and active here. And then we're going to keep in tune with our feet, paying attention to what our feet are doing as we push our hips back, little hinge, and then think about using your butt muscles to bring you back up to standing. And we're just going to keep on going like that. Hips going back, hips bring you forward. Nice and easy. And we're really focusing on keeping our feet active more than anything else this whole time. You might not be feeling a ton of activation in your legs or your core while you're doing this. That's totally okay. This is a pretty chill movement. Not a lot of people are going to have a ton of activation here. But what we're doing is making sure that we can stay checked in with our feet and that our feet are nice and active and rooting us down into the ground while we're doing more complicated stuff with our upper body. Or with the rest of our body, I should say. Let's do 3 more. When you get into this bottom position, check in with your feet. When you get to the top position, check in with your feet. Keeping track of what you're doing, because that's the biggest goal for today. Last one. And then coming back up to standing. And hooray. You can go ahead and set your roller to the side. And next we're going to go to our chair. So if you're used to not squatting, or if you prefer not to squat with a chair, that's okay. I'm not gonna, go to your house and yell at you. But I personally like to do this to a chair because I want you to think about what your feet are doing, not where you are in space. So when we're doing our squats to the chair, it's literally just to make sure that you know where you are. You have one less thing to think about. You can stay really tuned into your feet. It's very easy to have our feet do whatever the heck they want when we're in squats, doing squats, and then everything gets a little funkadelic. So we're just going to go ahead and find our squat stance first. Don't worry about your feet exactly right now. Go ahead and take yourself a couple inches from your chair. You can have your hands on your hips in front of you, doing something fancy. I don't care. You're just going to go ahead and find your squat, making sure that your feet feel good, your knees feel good, the height feels good. Then once you have that, now we're going to get into our short feet, and we're going to keep those going the entire time. Short foot, a little scrunch, and then we're just going to do our squat, hips hinge back, then knees bend, little tap, come back up. Check in with your feet, make sure you didn't lose those feet. Get active again, hips back, squat down, back up. You can do this on your own speed, on your own time. Sorry that I hit my mic just then. And where I really want you to pay attention to this with your feet is actually when we're coming back up. It's pretty common, especially when we're squatting heavier. We'll kind of lose our feet, our knees will come in a little bit. This isn't necessarily the end of the world, but especially when we're doing light weights or body weight, we really want to clue into that just to make sure that we're strengthening everything so that when the weight gets heavier, we're keeping ourselves as safe as possible. So if you're noticing that you're having a lot of trouble with your feet, you can go ahead and take that band from earlier, do that same little loop. You can add the crisscross if that doesn't make it too hard to get your feet far apart. If you notice that you can't get your feet to your squat stance, just take it without the crisscross loop. Either is fine. My band's a little bit snug, so I'm going to go without the crisscross. So if you notice that your feet are kind of getting away from you and you can't stay connected, go ahead and put that band back around the middle of your foot, find your squat stance again, and then we're going to get into those short foots. So scrunching your foot, squatting, and if this helps, fantastic. If you don't notice a difference, that's also fantastic. None is better or worse, it just is. Give yourself the help that you need. And let's do 3 more squats. Checking in with your feet for the last 2. And the last 1. Yay! Go ahead and come out of that. I don't know about you, but my feet are aware that they were working. So if you notice that your feet were kind of burny here, that's okay, as long as it was tolerable. So we're looking for challenging but doable. We shouldn't be going until just everything hurts and everything sucks, ideally. So you might want to stretch out your feet a little bit, either standing up. You could stretch out your arches, maybe top and bottom. If that doesn't feel good, you can sit in that chair, stretch your feet out if you need it. As ever, thank you for being here, and let me know if you have questions. Talk to you soon.